Good morning, everybody. This is Patrick Pinto with BeeSeen Solutions, and welcome to another riveting episode of the ABCs of Digital Marketing. Today, we're sitting with one of our premier clients, Ed Clark, GRN owner from South Atlanta. Ed, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Patrick. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Just wanted to open up our conversation. First and foremost, thanking you for your service. I understand in reading your profile that you spent some years in the military. Would you like to expand on that?
Yeah, sure. I was spent 10 years in the Army. Flew helicopters in the Army. Had a great time doing that. Once I left the military, I actually jumped over to the corrugated world, corrugated packaging, and started working with Georgia Pacific, where I worked as a sales rep and was fortunate to be promoted to sales manager and worked in national accounts. And then I transitioned from there to working for a couple of private held companies where I helped build their sales organization. And now for the last 8 years, I've been out here as a executive recruiter in the corrugated packaging world.
Tell us a little bit about GRN, and I know it stands for Global Recruiters Network, but tell us a little bit about your office, about your franchise, about how you're doing the work.
Sure. Well, yeah, I am part of the Global Recruiters Network. It's a franchise-owned business headquartered in Chicago, but I'm down here in South Atlanta, about 20 minutes from the airport, south of the airport, and we focus almost exclusively in the corrugated packaging world, as well as paper mills. We have an office of individuals that have worked in the industry, and if they haven't worked in the industry, you would never know, because they become very knowledgeable about the industry and the inner workings of what's very important for people in the corrugated packaging world, and the skill sets that they need for this industry.
So the type of audience that you would be looking for, both on a candidate side and on a client side, what is your as I say, wheelhouse, or your specialty that you really look for inside of a company?
Right. Well, obviously we work with the major players in the industry. They're very large conglomerates, but we also work with a lot of the smaller companies that don't have as large as a footprint. They may not be national in scope, but they're regional, or even just in one location within a state. We're fortunate that we work all across the country, and the candidates that we work with definitely have a high level of energy about what they do and how they do it, and we're always talking to them to understand what's important for them in their next career challenge. And I would say, when you look at us, though, from a bread and butter standpoint of where we make most of the majority of our placements, it's from that middle management level all the way up to the C-suite.
That's very impressive. I mean, you've got a nice caliber of positions that it looks like that you're looking to target for, and then the companies that you're going for, as you said, they're large conglomerates, but then you also can deal with those smaller operations that have availability or have positions that they're needing to be filled as well. So
Yes.
You've got a nice, almost a good segue one between the other.
Yes. We have a lot of fun.
A question for you. Knowing you now, and having the privilege to work with you, and your work ethics and the way that you carry yourself, have you seen this COVID world? Have you pivoted? How have you changed things a little bit to kind of fit what we're dealing with these days?
Well, it's when COVID hit, I think it shocked a lot of people. I think everybody was like, what's going on? What's going on? I think we were just like everyone else. We initially shut down our office and we work from home. One thing that's really unique about our business is that, you know, all we need really is a laptop or computer and a telephone, be it landline or your cell phone, and it works great. And so initially for our industry, there was a little bit of slowdown because of the uncertainty. But I believe most people will tell you, if you were in the corrugated packaging world, they had record years last year as far as profitability and return of investment to the individual or to the corporations. From a recruiting perspective, it was slow initially, but it really began to pick up again third and fourth quarter as people and companies started to realize that we understand what it is. We understand it's not necessarily going away quickly, and we still have to run our business. And we still have some challenges and opportunities to fill some of these positions. And I will fast forward to this year. As I mentioned, I think I mentioned earlier, we've been in business now 8 years. January for us was our best month ever. February, we tied, and March, I think we're going to be right there also. So first quarter for us has been phenomenal in 2021.
Excellent. That's great to hear. And it's as I said, it's nice to see a firm such as yours being able to be so focused and so accurate in not only the search but in the actual placement, and again, putting the right candidate into the right company and having the right company to facilitate as well. And I again, working with you doing the lead generation, we've seen nothing but success on your side of the fence, meaning once they've been delivered, you've been knocking them down. You've been knocking them down like dominoes.
Yes, I have to say that BeeSeen Solutions has been very, very helpful for us in building our brand and just getting the word out that, hey, we're here, we're working, and we sure like the partner with you, either from a company perspective or even from a candidate perspective. I think I shared with you before, I was one of those skeptical individuals, you know, that like, well, you know, okay, I hear you, Patrick, but I'm extremely happy that I did take that leap of faith and continue the dialogue, and then definitely engage you guys to help us, because it has been very, very beneficial for us.
Well, thank you for taking that leap, and thank you for the trust. And we're honored to work with you, and we love the relationship we're building and the momentum that we have moving forward. Before we leave the conversation today, if you were to want to give an impression to everyone out there, what would you like to leave them with?
What would I like to leave them with? I think at the end of the day, we're in a people business, all right? And you hear that time and time again. And we're also, you know, as a business, you're out here to provide a good return for your investors. But I also want people to understand that we do care, and we're going to try our best to help you as an individual and help companies find the talent that they need. And the one thing that I tell, whether it's a corporation, a company, or it's an individual, you know, even if we're not necessarily helping you with what you're working on right now, you can always feel comfortable using us as a resource. If you have a question about something that someone else might have told you, or you're just not sure, give us a call. We'll give you an honest opinion. And if we don't have the answer, we'll try to find it and then get back to you.
What I love about what you're saying, and I read it a little bit differently. It sounds exactly, and I say it in a shorter way, you're large enough to serve and small enough to care. You're company can facilitate what it needs, but you can do the one-on-ones where you need to and focus in on that individual, on that either may it be a client or a candidate. And that's what's most impressive in working with you. I thank you for taking the time today to speak with us. I thank you for letting us talk with you. And please, everyone, if you're out there, go on LinkedIn. Please look Ed Clark up, GRN South Atlanta. You can go to their website, grnsouthatlanta.com. Please give Ed a call. I think you'll be quite as impressed as I have in the relationship that we've built and the conversations that we've had. Ed, thank you again for today. And like I always like to say to everyone, while it's great to have conversation, it's always good to be seen.
Yep, not a problem. Thank you. But I'm going to end it this way. Go Army, beat Navy.